Hey everybody, welcome back to another update from All Things MSP. Today we have an introduction from a new vendor, although they're not really new. They've been around for about a year now, and they've got some really well-known names behind them. But I don't want to talk about it too much before I bring on my good friend, Nick Wolf from Cork. Hey Nick, how you doing?
Hey Eric, thanks for having me on again. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, no worries. Nick is a well-known person in the channel. You cut your teeth at Datto, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I was employee number 15 at Datto. I was there for about 9 years, and it was quite the ride.
Yeah, and a lot of former Datto people involved with Cork as well.
Yeah, that's correct. So, Cork, we're a cyber warranty vendor for MSPs, and there's a lot of familiar names here in our company. So, on our team, we have Austin McCord as our board chairman and co-founder. And as many of you probably know, he was the founder of Datto back in the day. So, he's leading the charge here at Cork. We also have familiar names such as Ryan Weeks advising us. He was Datto's chief information security officer for a long time, as well as channel veterans Irvish Badiani and the one, the only Rob Ray advising us as well behind the scenes. And, they were well known at Datto as well before joining PAX 8. So if you're in the channel and you haven't had a beer bought by Rob Ray, something's wrong.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
super excited
enough.
to be working with him as well.
Yep. So I know that Cork is doing something a little bit different, but give me a little bit more of the background of Cork, the product, obviously great people behind it. And let's go into a little more detail as to what makes it different.
Yeah, so basically what we're offering here at Cork is a cyber warranty that MSPs could resell to their clients as financial protection. It acts as supplemental or alternative coverage to cybersecurity insurance without the need of going through an insurance broker or filling out a security questionnaire or anything like that. Some people kind of refer to us as the AFLAC of the cyber, space, because our cyber warranty is, again, really designed to offer SMB clients with supplemental gap coverage, filling in the gaps that are often left behind from cyber insurance, like wire transfer fraud, phishing attack payments, gift card scam payments. Those are all things that we'll cover with our warranty.
Okay, so it's not insurance. That's why you call it a warranty. I think
Correct.
it's really helpful, by the way, to describe it as the AFLAC of cybersecurity, because that everybody pretty much knows the AFLAC duck and what that coverage means, especially somebody who's had to take advantage of it before.
Yep.
And what does that look like, though, in practical purposes? I mean, insurance has a lot of requirements, a lot of things that you have to do, make sure you continue to do to stay compliant. Uh, what does it look like in practice to have a Cork warranty?
Yeah, that's a great question. So typically with a cyber insurance policy, the end client has to fill out a very lengthy security questionnaire, which is pages upon pages long. Sometimes they drag their MSP into that conversation to help them fill out that questionnaire, and the MSP usually isn't getting paid for that time or that work. And the questionnaire could be a million questions long. Is MFA turned on? Are backups running? Is EDR installed? Things of that nature. So what makes Cork totally different, and the key reason why we don't need to fill out a security questionnaire, is we're actually going to be plugging into the APIs of the cybersecurity tool set that the MSP is selling to their clients. So we're going to be tying into your RMM tool, your backup and disaster recovery tool, your EDR tool, your MFA tool, etc. There's no software agent that's getting installed with Cork. It's all going to be API driven. And the important thing here is that we're also vendor agnostic. I don't care if you're using Datto RMM or Ninja RMM or ConnectWise. It doesn't matter to me if you're using WebRoot for EDR or SentinelOne or Bitdefender. There's plenty of great options out there. Same thing with MFA. We integrate with Duo and Microsoft Authenticator and Okta. For backups, there's plenty we integrate with as well. Datto, Acronis, Veeam, Axiate, you name it. So what this gives us is a single pane of glass to monitor your client's environment to make sure that they're configured properly from a compliance standpoint. And that way they're not doing anything that would void out their cyber insurance plan or void out their cyber warranty.
So
Because,
this
yeah.
so this also helps them not only reduce the risk for the client, for themselves, And obviously, this is how you guys are managing the risk, right? But it
Yep.
also helps them stay compliant for the actual insurance side of things as well. I think that's pretty cool and is a real differentiator. But at the same time, it makes sense because it allows you to control the risk. Now, there's a certain point, though, at which you're monitoring, but do you have any control? I mean, what happens if some of those things come out of compliance? Are there warning flags sent up? What
Yeah, so
happens when that
it's
occurs?
it's really cool. So our monitoring platform, kind of consider it like a check engine light on a car, and relating to a car warranty. If something's wrong with one of your car components that's covered under warranty, the check engine light is going to come on and yell at you saying, "Hey, take it into the shop, have them fix it because one of those parts or components is broken or not working properly." That's what we're really doing with our cyber monitoring platform, is giving you that heads up alert. So we go out of our way to alert you, the MSP, saying, "Hey, Lucille over in marketing turned off her MFA. As a result, she's now out of compliance for her Cork warranty or her cyber insurance policy. If, Bob's workstation has EDR turned off, we're going to alert you to that as well." So basically, there's a lot of alerts that come in real time. Whereas typically with cyber insurance, you don't know if you're out of compliance until after an attack happens and you're filing a claim. Like a couple years ago, Travelers Insurance, hit a lot of the headlines because they denied a cyber insurance claim because the end user said that MFA was turned on when they filled out that security questionnaire, when in reality, MFA was actually turned off. And because there was no monitoring and checks and balances in place, unfortunately, the client didn't get any money from Travelers Insurance. Whereas with us and our warranty, we're at least able to give you the heads up saying, "Hey, you need to have MFA turned on in order to get a payout. We've detected MFA is turned off on this user, so we can't give you a payout if this user gets breached." The other users and other devices on the network will still be able to give you a warranty coverage, but not on this particular user or this particular device. So it's a great way to pinpoint the security posture of your small business customers.
Well, and I think that's a great way to do it because you are now pulling it down to a more granular level in terms of exclusion, right? You are only excluding payout for the places where they were warned and they ignored going in and fixing the problem. And to me, that makes a lot of sense because now you're actually compartmentalizing that risk to that particular user, that particular service, whatever the API is monitoring, right?
Yeah. And we want to be channel friendly here. So we do give our MSPs a 48-hour window to fix the issue before we're actually denying coverage altogether. So let's say, for example, it's 10 a.m. and a user turns off MFA, and at 2 p.m. that same day, they get hit by some sort of attack. We would still, that's a grace period where we would still give you the benefit of the doubt and pay you out for the cyber warranty. But if 4 weeks go by and your clients get hit by an attack, hey, we told you about it. We gave you multiple times to fix it. Like, all bets are off in that example.
Well, and I think that also solves the question of, did the user turn it off or did the bad actor turn it off? And
Yep,
so this covers them pretty much in that case.
exactly. Yes, sir.
Okay, so 48 hours, I think that's, to me, that seems pretty channel friendly. Now, when it comes to these alerts, are these things where, you mentioned some RMM tools earlier. Is it integrated into their RMM tool so it creates, notifications in their RMM tool? Does it create tickets in ticketing systems? How
Yeah. So
exactly do they receive those notifications?
Yeah, so there's a couple ways that we could notify people. So it will be available within the dashboard for you to get the notification within the Cork dashboard. We could send an email out to either the MSP or the end client. So this is important if you're dealing with like a co-managed IT customer that might handle their own EDR tool or MFA tool. So they could troubleshoot it that way. And then we do also have several PSA integrations set up with SuperOps, Autotask, ConnectWise Automate or ConnectWise Manage rather, where we could establish a ticket as well. So a couple options there to get alerted and notified.
Well, and I think that's really important on the PSA side or on the ticketing side, because now you can actually, as the MSP, you can set up SLAs for that specific type of ticket to make sure that you're getting all of the warnings and things before that 48-hour time period is up.
Yep. And one of the things I really like about our compliance monitoring dashboard is that as long as the MSP signs up and becomes a Cork partner, they're going to get all that compliance alerting and visibility through the dashboard for every single one of their clients, even if that client hasn't purchased Cork yet. So they could use it as a selling tool by determining, hey, there's some lapses in cybersecurity posture at a couple of these clients. This client doesn't have backups running. This client hasn't had MFA turned on. And they could utilize that during their quarterly business reviews to sell more cybersecurity services to their clients in addition to the Cork warranty.
So you can almost do it as an assessment to get your foot in the door.
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
As long as there's an RMM agent running on that machine, we're going to get full visibility into what's happening in that environment.
Okay. Now, is this tool, is it aligned to a specific cybersecurity framework, or have you guys thought about that?
Yeah, so Ryan Weeks is really our security guru here after spending so much time working with MSPs, both in his capacity at Datto as the Chief Information Security Officer, as well as being the co-founder of the Right of Boom Cybersecurity Conference. So we leverage him a bunch for cybersecurity guidance. He's on a bunch of our webinars as well. We do follow along with the NIST framework as well. So again, everything we do, Ryan's really spearheading that, with cybersecurity being, front of mind for sure.
Okay. So they can almost use this to create that baseline that a lot of us like to talk about when it comes to a cybersecurity platform for their clients.
Yeah, because again, to have a validated Cork warranty, there needs to be minimum system requirements. You need to have RMM running for patch management. You need to have EDR running for endpoint protection, or MDR or XDR. They all check the same box from that standpoint. There needs to be backups running for on-prem servers and infrastructure, and there needs to be MFA turned on for cloud-based email. So those are the mandatory requirements that we have by default. We also observe other security alerts from things like security awareness training tools like KnowBe4 or CyberHoot. We also gain security alerts for email security tools like Iron Scales and Avanan and Mail Protector. And again, this security suite is just going to keep growing and growing in the future. Our ideal standpoint is we want to be that one-stop shop security dashboard for all the cybersecurity tools that you as an MSP are selling to a small business customer, and then providing you with compliance alerts and insights across all those tools if anything is misconfigured. That way, you don't have to dive into your SentinelOne dashboard and your Datto RMM dashboard and your Duo dashboard and your Axient dashboard. We want to try to have everything under one roof from a compliance standpoint, while also giving you the opportunity to resell a cyber warranty that's backed by that monitoring platform.
That's great. Now, what does it look like for an MSP who wants to onboard with Cork?
So it's extremely, extremely easy. Once you reach out to us, realistically, you buy one of our starting packages, and then realistically, we'll have you up and running in probably about an hour or two, just mainly because there's no hardware monitoring device you need to install. There's no software agent you need to roll out. All we're doing is a read-only API configuration with your cybersecurity tools, your RMM, your backup, your EDR. And from there, we're going to be able to get compliance insights across all of your clients. And it's really quite interesting. Usually within the first, day or two, that's when MSPs have that oh shit moment where it's like, wow, I forgot to install, EDR on these two machines over here because I was offboarding one of my technicians while that client was hiring two new employees. Or I forgot to force enable MFA on this client over here. So during the first few days is really the fun part, where we're able to show the MSP all the holes in their across their clients.
Awesome, Nick. So if somebody wants to get started, how do they reach out?
Yep, just reach out to corkinc.com, or you could send me a message on LinkedIn and you'll be routed to the right person, and we're happy to get you onboarded here at Cork.
Awesome. Thanks, Nick, and I look forward to doing a demo sometime here in the near future.